Hey folks, today is Wednesday, January the 6th, 2016, and here are your Todd's announcements. So how are things going? Hopefully everybody is getting off to a really good start, taking your classes and figuring things out. I hope our new people are doing well. I'm going to email them today and see how they're doing. But if you have questions, if you have concerns or anything, please let me know. It is a little hectic here at the first of the year, so it might take a little bit of time to get back to you on email, but, a few hours or whatever. Just a reminder about that, your teachers, if they are adjuncts, meaning everybody except for Mrs. Eubanks, Mr. Lamy, and Ms. Whedon, all those people have 24 hours to get back to you. Just so I'd remind you of that. It's in the handbook, and it's always been that way at TOPS. So I wanted to give you my top 10 list again of how to be successful at TOPS. The first one is start your work on Monday. There is a definite correlation between students who are successful, who have like A's and B's and that sort of thing, and how early they start their work. We have one outlier, she knows who she is, but everybody else, pretty much if you start your work late in the week, then you do terrible, and if you start your work early in the week, you do great. So start your work early in the week. The next thing is to ask questions. And again, like I said yesterday, that's been one thing that has been kind of frustrating to us to a degree, is that I'll have a conference with a student, so why are you doing terrible in this class? Well, I don't really understand a lot of this stuff. And I'm like, well, are you asking questions? Well, no, I don't want to look stupid. You just did. So ask questions. Attend office hours. Your teachers have office hours for a reason. It's so they can connect with students and help them figure out things. It's to teach you, to be your teacher. That's why we have a teacher. And like I said yesterday, I've had students who have hired tutors, $50 an hour, and haven't met with their teacher once, and that's free. Don't get it. Get to know people, and that means everybody. I could have put build relationships here, but that sounds too corporate and buzzwordy. But just get to know people. Get to know your classmates. Get to know your teachers. All of your teachers are exceptionally nice and good people to know. So I wouldn't have hired them otherwise. So get to know them. Get to know me. Send me an email. Ask me how I'm doing. I'll tell you very honestly. Do math every single day. So no matter what math class you're in, do it every single day. Math is like a language. If you don't use it every day, you lose it. So do it every day. Every single day. Do math. Even on the weekends, do some math for a few minutes. Hang out in the lunchroom. That's a class that you should be enrolled in. New students are probably not enrolled in it yet, but you will be. The lunchroom is a place to get to know people, to ask questions, to give your opinion on things, and that sort of thing. So hang out in the lunchroom. It's a cool place. It's just a bunch of discussion boards. It's like Reddit, except not at all like Reddit. Do your hardest classes first. And that's another thing I've noticed is it's very typical for students to say, oh, I hate math. And then they do terrible in it, and then I notice they don't start it until Thursday. Well, how can you possibly do well in it if you don't start it until Thursday? There's no way you're going to be able to generate the questions you need to ask your teacher or to meet your teacher during their office hours. You're basically just saying, I admit I'm going to fail this class, and then doing everything you can to fail it. So if you have a hard class, do it first. They should all be hard, but some are harder than others. Start trying to figure out what you want to do after high school. And I'm not putting pressure on you to have your entire path laid out. But there is one thing that I've noticed is that students that do have that figured out, that definitely have that figured out, do better in high school. And the reason they do better is because for the same reason that if you know exactly where you're going in a car, you can get there a lot easier than if you have no idea where you're going. In other words, you're more motivated to do well if you've already got it all figured out. So start trying to figure that out. And the thing is that if you don't have an idea what you're going to do, that's fine, but those people should be making straight A's so they have every option available just in case they decide they want to be like a doctor one day. Next is organize your Google Drive folders. Get in there and make a folder for each class. Upload the work there that you do for each class or create it in that folder, and that way you stay totally organized and you never lose anything because it's in the cloud. Check your email every day. I know that you guys are sort of, you're born past like the email generation. My generation's the email generation. But I will tell you, when you go to work and when you go to college and when you go to work, you're going to have email. You're going to have to use email. You might as well get used to it now. It's part of what we are doing to prepare you for life after high school. If you go into the military, you're going to have an email. If you go to a job, you're going to have an email. If you go to college, you're going to have an email. That pretty much covers all the bases. So start checking it every day. We send you important stuff. Don't, oh man, this is a lot of stuff. Click through it all, read through it all. It's important. We don't send an email if it's not important. We just happen to be in charge of a lot of important information. So you'll get a few. The first due date for your work is January the 15th. Make note of that. And make sure that you have your work done by January the 15th, all that's due on the 15th. And for the new people, if you look at Canvas and you look at modules where you should be going every time, let me repeat that. You should be going through the modules to do all your work every time. See, this thing follows this thing. Okay. Come back. All right. So you should be going through the modules to do all your work every single time. Look on the right side and you will see the due date for your assignments. So yeah, January the 15th. Make sure all your work's done by then, midnight your time. And we do have students in Central Time and Eastern Time, but we just do it based on whatever time the student lives in. And nobody here is so strict that if you're 1 minute late that you're going to get counted absent. For seniors, Ms. Whedon sent out an email about graduation. Please get back to her by February the 8th. We try to throw a pretty good graduation ceremony, but you know, the thing is that we need to know who all is going to be there, or how many people, because we provide food. So let us know. It's like a wedding. You have to RSVP. The next ACT deadline is January the 8th. This is for the February 6th ACT test. If you're a junior, you must take the ACT at some point this year. If you don't, then you don't get to be a senior at TOPS. You have to take it this year, and you can get a voucher. And that's our ACT code, by the way, 430175. It's on the front page of our website if you forget it. It's important you put that in, because if you don't put that in, then we don't get your ACT scores, and for all intents and purposes, we have no idea whether you took it or not. If you need a voucher, which means you get to take it for free once, contact Ms. Settlemeyer and she will hook you up. Her email is SettlemeyerK, which you can just type in. Start typing in Settlemeyer in your email and it will come up. I think that's all I had. It is all I had, and I've already given you a thought for the day. So hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. You can turn off now. Guess I have to do that.